I wonder if this is working. Let's see. On. I guess we are working. I'm coming from my home office, which is a mess. That's right, folks, a mess. It is I, Big D, coming to you live and in person here. Uh, got a new phone. Trying to figure out how to get these videos up onto this platform, which isn't working real well, but I'm working on it. So give me some time. Someone said I hadn't posted a video in a weekend. Well, this is why. I am trying to get this platform up and running. Hey, Armo, how you doing? It's been unique. It's been, you get a new phone. Yeah, it's not as easy as you think it is. You think you would, hey, how South Africa? How you doing down there? So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask. The video I'd done that I can't see, hey, Tim, that I could not lift up and post is talking about, well, what happens when it snows and what happens when, places close, winter weather, and gas prices increase. And, well, to be honest, when gas prices increase, you would think the cost of these jobs that you're doing would go up. And that's not true. Actually speaking, it gets worse. You see, what happens in these cases is that these contracts are done. Yeah. So, if they contracted, what you're being paid, so you're getting $100 to go 100 miles, and gas was $1, and say $2 a gallon. Well, when gas goes to $4 a gallon, you're still going to get the $100. Yeah, you don't get a fuel surcharge on there or anything. They, well, it's just a cost of doing business. Now, it's not hurting them at all. You see, the broker is getting his piece. Your company you run for is getting their piece. The customer is getting paid, but you're losing money, and no one really cares. That's the long and short of that. That's sad, but it's true. I always talk about the no bullshit channel. Well, this one's going to tell it the way it is. And here's the problem. It's the same thing in expedited. If you're in an expedited van, you think, well, gas prices go up, the cost of the work per mile will go up too. It actually goes opposite. Here's why. I have 100 vans and, business is good and I got 100 loads and I'm getting 95 cents a mile. That's great. But if I get 100 vans and I get 50, or I got 100 vans and I only get 50 loads a day, that's bad, because now what's going to happen is the brokers are going to put it out there cheaper because you have high units, low work. Drives costs down, prices are going up to operate. That's what no one wants to tell you. They want you to think everything's golden and you're making money and $100 a box and all other bullshit that you tell everything. Hey, BK. But the reality is that's not true. None of that crap is true. All it is clickbait to get you to click on so they can sell t-shirts and books that tell, well, I ain't going to mention the site, but a lady did buy the book and called me up and told me there's nothing in it. Well, what'd you expect? I mean, I'm sorry, but the reality is that they're not going to teach you to be a courier. They don't know how. They do YouTube channels. There you go. My week kind of sucked. Here's why. Monday and Tuesday. Well, Monday, I didn't do anything. Weather was bad. I sat at home. I made zero. That's the dirty secret of being a 1099. You don't get vacation pay. You don't get any time off pay, sick pay, or any of that stuff. You're an independent contractor. You get paid only when your wheels are turning and you're loaded. Day two, that add-on that I had, that $75 a day bank add-on, which goes into Louisville, which is great. I mean, it's taken me about 25 minutes now, 7 miles to do it a day at $75. It's going right into Louisville, and then I go south to Shepherdsville after that. So, it's right along the way. But what happens when the big paying route that's going south into Shepherdsville closes? I still have to do that one at $75. So, I drove 300 miles for $75 on Tuesday in bad weather. Yeah, that sucked. But, Friday I picked up the Lexington pickup, which is 60 miles, and I made like 130 for it. So that kind of, helped out. But these are the realities of being a courier driver. Not every day is going to be fun. Not every day is going to be fantastic. But when you have bad weather and they close the location, another guy that's in Tennessee, same problem. Now he followed some directions and stuff and got out there, and I talked to him on the phone. He's making about 2,800 a week. He's working 7 days a week though. Remember, time is a essential key into this. So, he's making that kind of money, but he's putting in 7 days a week. You can do it and you can make money. But if you're thinking 40 hours like logistics rookie, that's not going to work. And you got to have strong hustle, and being hustle strong is important. Yes, excuse me, I'm playing with this camera. I just got this for the computer. So I could get on here and put some videos on like this until I can figure out how to get them from this. Jesus, like such a pain. But, if you guys have any questions over there, throw it in here. I'll answer them. Being a courier is not always as easy as people think. I mean, people think you get in, turn the key, and go. And they fail. You got to think on your feet. You got to be able to rearrange your schedule as you're going. And you got to be able to drive in crappy weather. Now, I leave out Monday through Friday, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, 3 o'clock a.m. So I go to bed at 7. So I tell people, don't. Hold on a second. I'm live on this, Mary. So don't interrupt me at the moment. I'm live. You want to say hi? That's the wife, guys. The little missus. You're live on YouTube. Wave and say hi.
Hi, guys.
There's the missus, the chief cheese in charge. You can bring the puppies up. Love to see the puppies if you want.
Well, they're outside.
Oh, the doggies are outside. Our pride and joys.
Hang on, I'll go get the baby.
But she's going to go get them so you can see the puppies. But, I forgot what I was saying. But like I said, you have to put in time. So like I said, Monday through Friday, I leave at 3 a.m. Monday through Thursday, I get home at noon. Hello, young lady. She'll be back in a second. I get home at noon, so that's not too bad, because that's, when you figure 3 till noon is 9 hours. And that's getting all the way home. Okay, so when I leave my house to go to my first pickup and all the way home, the amount of time I actually am driving and working in that phase is I drive total for everything about 45 hours. Now, Friday, I leave at 3 and get home, or 3:30, depending on the weather. And I'll get home at about, I got home last night at 6:30. So that's the way my week runs. I don't do weekends. I don't do anything extra. I just do that stuff. And that, makes me $2,000 a week. I showed you the washout. Next one I get, I'll put it up here and they can see it better. I think I have it in the car. All right, I hung it up so you can actually see it better, because this camera would show it better. But, you'll see stuff on there like, this one pickup. Oh, here's Puppy. Come here, Benj. This is my big boy. Come here. Come on up. Come here. Come here. Up we go. Oh, there he is. There's Benji. Oh, Benji Doodle. Say hi to Benji Doodle.
And
there's Bailey Doodles. the dynamic duo.
They want to play.
Your accounting information like miles, expenses, etc. Oh, that's easy. When you're running routes, it makes it really easy, because
Come on.
I'll actually put this up later, but I have a route sheet that I carry, and it has the starting mileage and the ending mileage. In other words, what I start out with, my mileage each day, my ending each day, and I just run mileage. At 58 cents a mile, it'll pretty much wipe off everything you make. So you can either take your itemized deductions, or you can do your mileage. And most truckers or couriers will do mileage, because at the end of the year, you'll pay little to no taxes. In other words, if you drive 200,000 miles and make 100 grand. At 58 cents a mile, you've got about 218,000, and it just wipes everything clean. You don't pay any taxes, so everything you actually make you get to keep in your pocket. And a lot of people don't get that. Now, buddy of mine, Alan, over at Everything Apex, he was trying to explain the LLC and the sole proprietor thing, and him and I've talked a lot about this. And my background is I have a degree in law, simple as that, in history. So the thing is that LLCs and S corps, C corps, sole proprietors, which is best? Well, this is the tricky part, and the part that most people don't get. You see the two doggies back here having a good time. They want to be on live YouTube. Have time to calculate every time else with my job. Right. It's exactly, you don't have the time. You just do the mileage. It's simple. Wipes everything clear. And anyway, you can only do one or the other. So doing the mileage is the smart thing. It wipes everything clean. You don't pay any taxes. So when you figure up that I make $2,000 a week, I spend about 150 now in gas because gas prices keep going up. Yeah, that's going to be great to see. I mean, everybody thought, you don't even want to get into politics, but to be honest, since the new administration came in the last 30 days, my gas costs have went up $50 a week. Yeah, that's nice of them. Let's cut pipelines and everything else and start buying it overseas. It makes better sense for us since we get to pay more for it. And you're seeing the prices keep going up and up and up and up. It's going to keep doing that too, by the way. But the thing is that it hurts us because we pay the cost of that. It doesn't hurt the company you work for. It doesn't hurt the customer. It doesn't hurt any of them. It hurts you. Now, I'll give you an example about fuel surcharges. This is funny. And at United Courier in Cincinnati, we had a memo come out several years ago when I was working there. And it stated the owner could no longer afford to pay us the fuel surcharge. It didn't say she wasn't charging it. It said she couldn't afford to give it to us. Yeah, that's right. She also upped insurance constantly, phones. I mean, you name it, charge. You saw if it's a fee, it's me. Well, it's that she's the same person, it's not the same company, but the same concept. Hasn't met a fee she hasn't liked. But anyway, tax wise, like I said, just do the mileage. It's easier. And every day when you go out, you have your little, manifest. It won't look like this because I have one, but I have lines on it and each stop. And at the top, if you make your own, if they give them to you, just starting mileage, ending mileage, and there you go. Keep a copy of it, put it in a binder. At the end of the year, add up all the mileage. And there you go. Simple as that. Always keep your starting and ending. And therefore, you have a running total. If you're doing a route that's $7.50 a day, $7.50 a day or whatever your mileage is, you can just take $7.50 times 5 and there you go, and just do 1 or 2 sheets and it's just as good because you keep doing the same thing over and over again. So it's not going to change unless you have to go out of your way, and generally speaking, a few miles isn't going to make a break anyway. But back to the LLC and S corp. Here is the dirty secret that no one tells you, and it's a legal term. It's called your corporate veil. LLC stands for Limited Liability Corporation. In other words, you're trying to protect your personal assets. Are you? No. No. Your corporate veil. If I was to take you into a courtroom and sue you, the first thing I'm going to do is attack your corporate veil. That protection you get from doing that. Because every quarter you have to do what's called the meeting of the shareholders. That's right. If it's you and your wife, you're supposed to sit down and do a meeting. I tell people, videotape it. Or, put it on, take your phone, film it. Go over your expenses for that quarter, profit, loss, things. Do all that. Keep it on record. Hold up the newspaper for the day and have the date on it. Okay? So they know what date and everything is being done. The recording on that. That's perfectly admissible. Because a good attorney is going to go after your corporate veil first. In other words, your LLC, to go after your personal assets. Because the first thing happens is the companies don't have any money. Your company, say BK Courier Driving Company, has no assets. They got to get it somewhere. Well, BK has this $200,000 home it's paid for and all that. Well, there's an asset. So that attorney is going to do what's called an asset investigation, find out where your assets sit, and then he's going to attack your corporate veil and say, "Hey, BK, I want to see your quarterly meetings for the last, 2 years." What? What's that? Your Honor, unlike the corporate veil lifted at this time, he did not act as a corporation and therefore is not protected as such. So ordered, and you don't know what just happened. Well, all that protection, now your personal assets are in jeopardy. They released that veil. In other words, put you back to a sole proprietor. You didn't act like a corporation, you're a sole proprietor. I'm a sole proprietor. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really affect anything. But the thing is that, you take GM, Chrysler, Ford, all those big corporations, GE, they have their attorneys they keep around. Those attorneys are not to keep people from suing them. They're going to get sued all the time. I mean, Ford doesn't really give a flying rat's ass about a lawsuit on a vehicle. They don't. They got tons of money set aside for that. That's to protect the CEO and the shareholders' personal assets. That's what he's there for. Those attorneys are for. Okay, any corporate veil can be busted. If you throw enough money at it, you can break anything. And they know it, so they make sure that it's very difficult for you to do it and very costly. In other words, it would cost you more to break the veil than you're going to get. And thus, they're protected. People don't get how corporations work. Well, here's a prime example, and if you're in this area, you'll probably know it. Have you ever heard of Ryland Homes? It used to be Ryan Homes. Now it's Ryland Custom Homes. Why does the name change all the time? Here's why. It's a dirty little secret, but corporations like that, they will, like, especially housing corporations, they'll go out and build 5,000 houses, 2, 3, 5,000, whatever. And that's about 5 years, at which point all the problems are going to start coming through on those houses at about 5 years, and they know it. So what they do is they close down Ryan and become Ryland. And you can't sue a business that's no longer in business. It's the same business. No, they get a new EIN, everything's new, and you just got screwed. And you'll see builders do this constantly. And that's why they're doing it, to protect them from being sued. In other words, I can't sue Ryland Homes or Ryan Homes. They no longer exist. It's Ryland Homes, and it's two different companies. Dirty little trick that corporations use. So I tell people, what's best? You can do an LLC on LegalZoom for $300 to $400. If it makes you feel better, do it. I mean, nothing wrong with it. It ain't going to hurt you. Or being a sole proprietor. If you're just starting out, be a sole proprietor. I mean, a lot of people want to go out and spend tons of money to get into the business. I keep telling you, don't do that. Logistics is a prime example. I mean, I love this guy. I laughed my ass off when I saw that, the ice cream truck behind him. And what idiot out there selling that some fool? That's a strong hustle. That's hustle strong. I've never laughed so hard in my life, but it was right. If you don't have that work mentality, you're going to do stuff you don't like. This is not the job. And all these people telling you to start your own business and become your own authority. I had a lady named Courtney, and I just blocked her off the site, leaving all kinds. You're the carrier bitch, and all this stuff. How does it feel to be an old man sitting in the front seat watching your life go away? I'm making a couple grand a week, not doing much time, and I'm retired, so I could stay at home if I wanted. Courtney, I choose to do this to help the wife build her business. Just so you know. So I'm not sitting in the front seat watching my life waste away. And secondly, I couldn't stand to sit at home every day. Drive me nuts. So if I'm going to be out there, I'm going to make it profitable. But the thing of it is that your reason for getting into this is probably to make as much as you can. All that hype and bullshit you're being told, $100 a box, I picked up 2 others, got another couple on. That's not how it works. Sounds good, but it's not how it works. Even if it's 2 different companies, you got company X and company Y, and you're picking up a box in Lexington, Kentucky, bring it to Cincinnati. When the company might be getting it, but you're not, because their reasoning is you're going to drive 10 miles to go get it. But how would you transition from a corporate day job to fulfillment full-time career contract. Oh, that's easy. I do it part-time on weekends. Simple answer. Do it part-time on the weekends. See if you actually like this before you quit your day job. There you go. And if you can't make money on the weekends, what makes you think you're going to make it during the week? There you go. Good courier companies are hard to find. They really are. Most of them are going to screw you blue. Sorry. Like I said, and this is something to think about. There was a company in Florida who put out their balance sheets and things, and they were trying to sell their company. It was a courier company. And I looked at it. I ran businesses for years. I have 2 retail stores running in a manufacturing facility. Oh, anytime Scorpio way. I want you guys not to get screwed out there. But I ran businesses for years. And what I found was that 25% of every dollar went to overhead, which is great. 75% bottom line. But that included their building, their phones, their insurance, their drivers. How much are we getting screwed? Because they're keeping 75%, and I'm only getting, they say, well, companies say you're getting 50% of what it bills out at. Now, there's another trick, what it bills out at. Who decides that? A lot of courier software packages has what's called the backdoor in it. Now, this I know for sure. I've seen it. In other words, if I'm billing a customer 100, I can show you I'm billing them 50 and pay you 25. Is that how we get to 75% profit? Wonder. You don't know, but that's something you have to watch for. Does this actually make sense? I mean, well, customer needs our. I had this happen. It was United Courier. They dropped the rates at Children's Hospital. I will tell you what the count was. Well, Children's needs our help. They're having it tough. Now, while they're saying this, they're putting over $1 million worth of trees around the damn building. They're struggling like crazy. No one in there got a wage cut. Only us couriers did. Isn't that nice? That you have to wonder about that too. So this bullshit that we're fed is what it is. Bullshit. Good courier companies. I really can't tell you in your area because they haven't worked in your. I can tell you around here. Yeah, don't go to United unless you want to drive your ass off and starve and see drivers change. The driver rotation down there is terrible. But I had a guy on here who's looking in Cincinnati, and I told him to come over where I'm at and see if we can't get him set up there. I don't mind helping you guys out because it's not affecting me. I mean, like I said, I'm making this much money doing this. This camera that I bought isn't for this channel. Yes, Big D is being featured on a national radio program talking about RVs and purchasing and how the dealerships are screwing you over. Yeah, I understand that. I used to be a sales manager at a dealership and an F&I manager years ago, so I know exactly how that's done and why they're doing it. In case you all wondering, if you ever do this, you better think about it. Don't ever finance your vehicle at a dealership unless it's 0%. Why? The highest profit area of any dealership is the finance and insurance F&I department. Wow, the guy in here is so nice. Of course he is. Have you ever met a rude con artist? You go in there and sit down, and here's how this works. Now, I want you to think about this. I know I'm getting a little off subject, but you go in there to buy a van or something, and they want you. You've got a piece of paper, and I'll see if I can find a pen here. The desk is a mess. What else is it? If I find a pen, but you'll see up at the top, you have your name and stuff up here, and then it's drawn into 4 squares. 4 squares right there and there. It's called a 4-square system. Let me go up and see my manager. That's called a TO house. Turnover, it's not a straight house, it's a TO house. That's designed to extract profit from you. In other words, we're going to gross you. And you'll go in there and you'll say, I can only afford $300 a month. And you're never going to get that. They're going to make it $469 or something stupid like that. And what you're trying to do is raise your. I could have sold it to you at $300, but guess what? I'm not going to. And we don't talk interest or length of the loan. We don't want you to know any of that. In fact, you can go in F&I, they just breeze over it like it's nothing. Your payment's $300 a month. Out the door you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, F&I makes the money because when you're in there and you're going up and he's taking that piece of paper up for the offer, and you go see his manager and he's taking it there. When we go see my manager, he spends 30 minutes in there. It takes 30 seconds. That's right. 1 minute tops to get the answer, but they want you to stew in the box, as they call it. Sit there. I can tell you a way around that in a second. But while you're doing that, they say, while you're at that, here's a credit application. Fill that out so we can get that taken care of. And you just fill it out. Don't do it. You heard me? Don't do that. You haven't bought the vehicle yet. Why are you giving them access to your credit? And here's the one that really should think and really have to wonder. Are you getting a loan from the dealer or the bank? The dealer is going to pull your credit. It's a hard hit. I'd like a mix of both, Brian, to be honest. I have mine set up where pre-schedules and routes, that makes me $2,000 a week. And if you can do that, great. If not, I used to do routes, guaranteed money, and build onto it from there. So always want to have something to anchor to have cash coming in. So you already got that guaranteed. So that's a good question. And, that's the way I generally tell people to do that. Now, back to the finance department. What they're doing is they're going to go pull your credit bureau. The dealership. Why? They're not financing you, but they're going to do it anyway. Now, this guy's got a score of 711. Let's see, let me send this to a couple banks. I got him done at 6. I got 2 banks at 8. Yeah. Okay. So when you come in to do this, you're going to get hit with about 9.25, something like that. Why? Well, that's how the F&I manager makes his money. Well, why does the bank allow that to happen? Well, let's say I give you 8 and I get 10 out of you. The bank gets an extra percent, the dealership gets a percent, they split it. And thus I get 1% of the loan. Let's say it's $50,000 vehicle. And if that's going to bring me in $2,000 of the interest, I get 30% of it. There you go. Stats part-time, not bad money. Hope I can go full-time at some point, though. I mean, yeah, you're liking it. You're doing it the right way. You went out there, you do it part-time, you're finding out you like it. And you can make, like I said, I make over $100,000 a year doing this. I've done this for, good Lord, 13, 14 years. I've made $100,000 every year. I mean, you can do it. And I generally don't work weekends. So you can make money at this. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and buy yourself a new vehicle, new vans, and all this stuff. That's stupid. It's depreciating asset. Logistics went out and bought him that ProMaster and had a payment. That's dumb. I have my little van. I paid cash for it, and it doesn't cost me anything. Am I depreciating the crap out of it? Well, yeah, who cares? Well, yeah, but at some point, you're going to have to do some maintenance to it. Well, put aside money, at least 10% every week. And you guys will understand that you're going to have tires blow. You're going to have an engine will probably pop. But in that Chevy, or it's actually the Nissan, the City Express NV, what is it, 200? I don't know. It's a small little van they've got, the runaround city van. That motor, you can get one for, $1,500 for about, with 20,000 miles on it, 1,500 or 900. Have it installed for about $1,500. So I can drop a new motor in it basically for $1,500. It's used. It's got 25,000 miles on it. Drive another few 100,000 miles and pop it again. Who cares? I mean, it's a work vehicle. I mean, what do you care? I mean, dress it up, keep it clean. You want to look good out there. But buy a used one. I mean, Scions, they're cheap, $3,000. They can be. It's a Toyota is what it is. And you can beat the crap out of the car. A Kia Soul. It's a good. I drove a Kia Soul. I put 250, 300,000 miles on the original clutch. It's cheap. The only thing I ever did was change the oil, put gas in it. I change tires and brakes every now and then, but that was easy. But normal maintenance. You don't go out and go buy yourself a $30,000, $40,000 vehicle to do this. It's nuts. Get something cheap. I mean, the one guy making 25 to 2,800 a week, he has a 2013 Ford Escape. I have a Ford Escape. I got 2015. In the past, I found that courier companies only average 10 to $12 per hour with an occasional 3-hour out-of-town trip. Granted, that was in 2008. Well, Brian, you got a lot of truth to what you're saying too, because a lot of companies figure your pay at that rate. Now, here is what I tell them. Because I want to know who their most expensive, who's making the most money. What's the highest paid driver here make? And how many days and hours he putting in? The reason I ask it, I want to get an idea of what I'm paying. I'm making over, let's see, oh, I can do this real quick. You guys at $10, $12 an hour, and I will tell any courier companies to their face, we're going to average about $12 an hour. No, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? I can go down to Quest or LabCorp and these other places, make 14 to 15, drive their vehicle. They pay the insurance. They pay the wear and tear and the gas. Why am I going to make 12 and provide all that? Any answers? And they just stand there and look stupid. They don't like it. They don't like an educated driver when he'll walk in. Well, let's get an idea of what I actually make. And this is what you really should be making. Well, let's find me a calculator on this stupid phone. Yeah, I just picked it up and, well, I got an Apple 8 from my other phone, which was a Pixel. I could find stuff easy on it, but on this one, not so easy until I get the hang of it. And I know I have a calculator on here. I've used it. Oh, here it is. Let's see. All clear. Might help I put the right numbers in. 19. I make $43.53 an hour. Would rates be any better with a Sprinter expediting van locally? I doubt it, because what these idiots are doing, just so you know, these courier companies bid those things at, United Courier, if you have a Sprinter van, they give you an extra $7.50 over top of the normal job rate. And you got to hand and load and all this crap. It's not worth it. I mean, really, at that money. Now, if you're going expediting, if you can get enough work, yes, you can make a lot of money. I mean, I 30-mile load. I picked it up, took it to the airport twice that day, and I made $250 each way. So I made $500. It took me 2-3 hours to do it for $500. Yeah. Expediting is a whole different ballgame than courier driving. Courier driving, they don't even want to tell you what they're paying you on that route or load the route. They'll tell you that, but you may have to ask them a couple times. But as per job, I mean, you pick up here at, say, Mercy and go to Anderson Mercy, and, what's that pay? Oh, we don't know. It'll be on your washout. They don't want to tell you. If they tell you, you probably wouldn't do it. That's why. So, people got to understand that courier companies don't want you to know what you're making. The guy making all that money contacted me. He's making $2,800 a week. He said that they had this route they were looking at, and they were trying to figure out what it was going to pay. So, figure out what it was going to pay. They got the contract, right? Yeah, well, they know what it pays. They're trying to figure out how bad they're going to screw you at this moment. They want to see if they can throw something on, how much time, this and that. Now, if they're billing it at, say, $400 and you're 50-50, it should be $200. But see, they're going to try to get it down to $150, $125. See, they're going to try and say, well, but you're picking this one up 30 miles away or something, 20 miles away. So because you're there and then mileage is going to be traded from here to here, this is all, funny games. Tell you, I used to see local courier would send you on hotspots maybe 3 to 4 hours away sometimes. Yeah. They will never tell you. Well, the ticker is that how do you decide whether you want to do it or not? There's a guy called Brother Mark out there, and I don't mind calling him out because he told me something that was full of shit. And when you tell me shit, I know it. And he did it in Cincinnati. He said he worked for City Dash, and he's making $139,000 a year driving their vehicle. That is the biggest crock of bullshit I have ever heard. I'm getting like 2 miles. City Dash pays their drivers between 10, $15 an hour. There you go. I mean, just be honest about it. If you're going to bullshit me, don't bullshit someone who's been doing it this long, because trust me, I've seen everything they've tried. Yeah, you want to call me grandpa? Call me grandpa. I don't care. But the thing is that I've been out there quite a while, and I've seen it all. I watch these guys do YouTube channels who have never succeeded at it, telling you how to make money. Really? Interesting. And 30, 40,000 followers. They're making money on YouTube. There you go. You know how much I make on YouTube? So, I always tell people, those who can do it will do it, and those who can't have their professional studios. I got a $39 webcam to do that radio show. That's why I bought it, in case you're wondering. And since I hooked it up today, I figured to see if I could get on here and do this. So it's like, let me try this. Hey, this would be fun. So, my whole $39 investment. But you look at their places, they got those big microphones like the radio stations do and all that crap. It's thousands of dollars. Are they courier driving or are they YouTubing? In case you're wondering how YouTube pays, I know a group that a couple that's got 19,000 followers. They do a video a week, and they make between 10 and 12 grand. So, I have heard that Toe Piglet, who's a hotshotter, makes about 40 grand a year on his. He said that. So, depending on how many subscribers you have and how many advertisers you can put into that thing and everything else and build your channel, I know a guy that's got 6,000 making 500 a month. So, if you've got 35, maybe 2,500 a month, 2,000. If you're happy with that, sitting at home doing channels, telling you how to do something they can't do, well, that sounds pretty good. But I don't have all the professional stuff, all the mics, my little $39. It's made in China, but there it is. Amazon webcam. You can look it up. $39. No, I'm not going to hook a link up to it and tell you where to go get it and all that crap, because they get paid for that too, in case you're wondering, and they get paid for t-shirts. Big D mugs do sound pretty cool though. Really, as the keys to set and career when there is such a high driver turnover willing to do the work for peanuts. That's a good question. Depending on your area, the type of stuff you're hauling, the key to success is to be the guy. In other words, courier companies generally will know. Question: how do you find over-the-air courier companies? Haven't found any really. Well, they don't do over the road, just so you know. That's an expediter. And that's why you get into that. And I'll get into more on that, but I'm going to answer the first question first, and I'll get to you, BK. The key to success in courier is to be the guy. In other words, I'll show it to you. Let me find it here. It's a text message. And you can see in that text message, I talk about a manifest. And they're going to show up really good, but that's the sheet up there in the top. That's what I sent to the office. And good work, George. Thank you for making Yale shine. I do the stuff no one seems to be able to pull off, and I make it look easy. It's not easy, but become the guy, the one they have to depend on, and you make money because they want to keep you there. Now, that sounds goofy, but it's true. They have a handful of people they know can do the work. I had one time that was doing payroll. It was going up to the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, and I was called to do it on a Saturday. I got paid $500 to go up there and drive back. It wasn't bad pay for doing it, $500 or $600. But they needed to have it done in a timely fashion and make sure it wasn't screwed up. Now, the time they gave me, I told them up front, there is no way I can drive that kind of distance and drop 4 pieces in 120 miles in 2 hours. That's impossible. Start at this time and do it this time. Well, that's what the customer wants. Customer can want anything. I don't care, but this is impossible. But I like to pull it off anyway, so I actually got it done early. Uh, and to this day, they don't know how. Well, that was simple. I went and pulled it in front of the first one and sat there. Lady came out to get her mail at 7 a.m. in the morning. I gained an hour right there. Are you such and such? Yes. Oh, I have something for you, and I handed her payroll. You wouldn't happen to have a driver's license because, to be honest, I don't want to deliver this package to the wrong person. Not saying that, but you understand. You want to make sure that this is done right, don't you? Yeah. And I wrote her driver's license down on the manifest, ID'd her, and signed the one on. So for 4 hours, or for a couple hours there, I was out of phone contact. Office was going batshit crazy, to be honest, not knowing where I am and what I'm doing because they couldn't track me or anything. No signal. There's no service up there. And when I got back in service, they called up, how you coming? I go, I was done a half an hour ago. You were? Yeah. Did you leave any under a floor mat or anything? No, I actually delivered all of them to the people, and I know they're the people because I ID'd every one of them, got their driver's license, wrote down their driver's license number. I took a picture of it and sent it to them. Now, they're all down there high-fiving themselves, calling up the client, saying, hey, man, we did a great job. I was never mentioned in the whole process, of course, but they took credit for it, and they were very happy. Be the guy. Always figure out a way to get it done and do it on time. I have a nickname, OTET, on time, every time. I don't care if it's snowing like crazy. I'm at the pickup on time. Now, if I can be there, they should be able to get there too, and I'm driving 150 miles, and they're doing 20. So the secret to making money and a high driver turnover is be willing to do the crap, but also make yourself valuable. Get the reputation. You're going to put in the work. You're going to take the crap too, because you're going to have to take the good with the bad, folks. I hate to say this. Now, you ain't going to be able to sit there and go, I don't want to do that one. That one doesn't pay anything. You got to do them all. And at the end of the week, let the bundle come together and see if it makes you money. If it doesn't, don't do it. I mean, simple as that. Now, the other question, how do you find an OTR courier company? Well, you can call around and ask them, do you have out-of-town work regularly? Now, when I first started at United, that's what I did. I had an act of going out of town. I don't care where it was. I know these companies hire 100 drivers when they only have work for 50. Yeah, exactly it, Brian, they do. But, like I said, I'm going to go back to this question here. Over the road, you'd want to be an expediter. You sleep in the van, you go out for 3 weeks, come back in for 1 week, and that's how you do it. And the reason you're out there is because you pick up in Ohio and go to Laredo, Texas. You're not going to drive right back. You're going to wait there a day or two, get a load going to Detroit. Then you get Detroit going to Kansas City, and Kansas City over to Kentucky, and Kentucky up to, Wisconsin, and Wisconsin down to Florida. And this is how these guys make money. You're getting 80 and 95 cents a mile. You're going back and forth, and And if any of you guys have a high top Sprinter van, who want to get into over the road Sprinter driving, I know a place to put you on that will treat you right. These companies will. Well, I can give you another example. Years ago, I drove an ambulance too, and this is what they did. We had 5 units out on the road every day, and we all made good money. But the owners, see, they get paid on the whole piece. They wanted to speed up service, so they put 2 more out there, which cut us about 50%. So everybody made nothing except for them. They made a ton. So you're right. What they do is they take and they'll hire 100 drivers for the need of 50. That way they can make their customers happy. In other words, they're not late. Now you're getting screwed and you're not making any money, and they don't care. It's all about them. In case you think that's wrong, think about it. You don't make money. They're not calling up saying, hey, man, really feel bad you didn't make money this week. Do you ever get that call? No, they just hope you're dumb enough to come back next week. Operations manager where I used to work at said, quote, I have to hire the dumb ones. That's what courier companies think of you. Now, I'm not trying to put a negative light on the industry, but there are bad companies. It's just the way it is, folks. Yeah, and then they don't want you working for two or more companies. You're right. Courier companies do not allow that. Technically, you can, but they don't want you to do it. Expediting companies, unless you run for someone like Barrett, where they put their logos and stuff all over your vans, you can basically run 2, 3 broker companies. They don't care. It really doesn't help you. I mean, it sounds good, but technically, if as an expediter, it doesn't help you because they're all using the same damn load boards, and each of them are bidding against you anyway, so it doesn't matter. But in courier work, no, they don't want you because they want you to be available for them and exclusively, and they don't want to pay you. I mean, we actually got a memo one time. It said they wanted us to be on call 4 hours every weekend. My phone stayed off. We couldn't get a hold of you. And well, you have to be on call. No, I don't have to be on call. Why? We sent out a memo, and I go, let me tell you something about Ohio law too. And I just ran it down to them, and I said, now you want to try that bullshit? I will sue you. I will win, and then we can change the name of the company to my name. I'm not an employee. You don't tell me squat. Okay, that's how that works. You can put it out there all you want. I just ignored it. I didn't agree to it, so therefore it's not in my contract. Therefore, I'm not doing it. Never did do it either. But as long as they think they can bully you around, then they will try that. You're going to have to take this one. No, I don't have to take shit. Well, I'm not exactly. You're not. You're a 1099. You work for yourself. A lot of people don't understand that either. You work for you. Okay? You're your company. You don't have to put up with that shit. They don't own you. They're not your boss. They want to act like it, but they're not. It's a symbiotic relationship. In other words, they need you, you need them, and that's how it works. I do not recommend you going and getting your DOT like logistics did and going out there and getting on a load board. These load boards out there are for the crap that no one wanted. I'll say it. Courier load boards are junk. It's for the crap nobody wanted. If it was good, these companies would be doing it. They didn't want that crap because it didn't pay squat, so you go out there and bid against other guys to get the crap that no one else wanted. Pick up another contract, and they immediately said no, but wanted me to come on board if I wanted it. Yeah, is it true? I tried to pick up another contract, and they immediately said no. They can't tell you no. You don't work for them. You will just low what they give you if you don't. That's exactly it. I've seen this happen too. And it was United Courier. I can tell you where it was at. The guy's name was Joe. He's no longer there, but he told the dispatcher, sit him till noon. Let him sit there for 4 hours. He's punishing the driver for saying no. Don't think they don't do it. I've watched it. So I know it's done. They just don't care. You make money that day, they don't care. The only way he would release that is if something came in that had to be picked up urgent. He's the only guy there, send him. But other than that, you make money, they don't care. They're making money from all sides. That's right, all sides. Every driver out there, if there's 100 drivers, they're making money on all 100 of them. If they're moving, if you're sitting, no. One of the most honest companies I ever worked for, Barrett Direct Line. If you went in over-the-road expediting, it's a good company. I wouldn't work at Bolt, Panther, or any of those other clowns. Barrett, they treat you like family. And we always talk about the Barrett family. I was never cheated, never underpaid. I got overpaid a lot. But how do you get around them sitting you? Oh, when they tried that to me, I went home. I signed out and went home. That's how you handle it. It's one or two. If they're going to sit you and you're going to spend your time there twiddling your thumbs, giving it one of these, why are you there? I'm going home. Apparently, it's not. I mean, this is exactly what I said to them when they played that game with me. I'm out of service. I'm going back home. What? Yeah. Apparently, you're not busy enough today to keep me busy, so I'm going home. See you tomorrow. And I just signed off and left. And the next day I came in, I signed in. Now, if I sit today, I'm going to go home again. One or two things will happen. They'll get you moving, or B, they don't give a shit. They'll just have to go somewhere else to find work anyway at that point, because if you're going to sit there and make no money, why are you there? I mean, really, what are you losing by leaving? I mean, people are like, I'm going to lose my job. You're sitting, you're making this. What do you give a shit? If you're going to spend 3 to 4 hours of an 8-hour day out there on your sitting on your ass in the busy time, why are you there? I mean, really. They don't care. As simple as that. They will use you up and spit you out. They don't care. They just don't. And if people are like, that's not true. No, it is true. There are good companies out there who will worry about you, true. But 90% of them don't give a shit. It's all about money. In fact, the owner of the company said to a person that she was letting go, he asked the question, is it about the money? And her answer was, it's always about the money. That was the owner of the company. It's always about the money. If they can get a guy to do, well, prime example, I had a box truck. I picked up payroll from a company in Kentucky, brought it over to us because we delivered payroll. I'm not going to name the company. But I made $50 to go 20 miles over and load it up and bring it over. That ain't bad. Had a small box truck. And I did that every night. So it's $250 a week, $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. It's not bad. That's bundling it into that. Okay. They took that away because they got someone to do it for $40. He was coming up from Louisville, you see, and he could pick it up there. I had a rule. You take it away, don't ever think I'm taking it back. And I made sure they knew that. You take it away, don't ever give it back because I won't take it. Well, what happened on that is that when it snows, that guy can't get up around time and the payroll didn't get picked up on time. There was a major cluster. And the lady in there, her name was Elizabeth, that ran the operation, was pretty hacked. Asked why I wasn't there still doing it. It was $10. Here's $1 million contract, okay, multi-million-dollar contract. They're worried about $50 a week. Penny wise, dollar foolish. They don't have that contract anymore either, by the way. They lost it soon after that because of the screw-ups. And I used to sit back and laugh about it. I go, well, that worked out. You saved your $50, though. You shouldn't be happy, right? $50. I mean, come on. Multi-million-dollar contract. You're going to worry about pennies. Are you kidding? I won the Quality Assurance Award. I'm the only non-employee that worked for that payroll company to ever win such the award. They liked me. And because they did, that's why I was taken off of it. I always talk about getting close to the people you're running with. And the reason being, once again, is that you will get during the snow and stuff. I know exactly what's going on, where, and everything else. Let's find it here. This is coming in from one of the locations. Text messages. These are great. What is it she's saying? Hey, I just wanted to let you know that we are going to be closed tomorrow, but we are testing today. If we do any testing, I will package it, and you can either pick it up today before 8 p.m. or Tuesday. I'll pick it up Tuesday morning. That's fine. Okay, either way, let you know if we do any test. You are basically getting these people to tell you what they're doing. I can work around this. This is key to your success, folks. Getting to know your customers to the point where you have their cell phone numbers. You can contact. You guys don't know we're closed. I will let you know Tuesday morning. Hey, just letting you know that this location announced that the building will be closed tomorrow, Tuesday the 16th, night before. I know they're closed. No one else does. I do. I know every location, what they're doing and why. So therefore, I'm out there with all the knowledge. In other words, I don't have to go south. Do Uber or Lyft, and they are sitting, and everybody sits. Oh, at your dog. Benji, he was a very sick puppy when we got him. We spent a fortune saving that dog's life. He's kind of daddy's little boy. We're looking at buying an RV, a motorhome, so we can take our dogs with us on trips and they can be comfortable. Oh, jeez. That's costly, but we're going to go look at one today. Secret to success, guys, it's very simple. Because we're just rambling on. I'm just playing with this today to see if it works. You're going to put in time. You're going to have to stand out above the rest. And you're going to have to be able to use your phones to your advantage. I don't give a shit what they tell you. You can't talk directly to our customers. Well, I'm talking to the person your customer happens to be. Let's say Children's Hospital. Well, your customer's Children's Hospital, not the lab tech. She's an employee of the customer. See? Hi, Shake It Up with Shantae Cooking. RV transport is going to be good, Brian, for a while. I'll tell you why. And it's money-wise can be good, but here's the problem with it. First problem is everything comes out of the northern Indiana, like the Elkhart area. That's where most of your RV manufacturers are, like Tiffin's in Mobile, Alabama. But for the most part, you got Forest River, Thor, and all. They're all up there. Elkhart, Indiana area. That's where all of them are being made at. Shiskawaska, I think is what they call it. You have 2 manufacturers there. They're all within that area, though. And you go there, you get an RV, you drive it, drop it off. Very few go from the dealer back to the factory. So you're going to have to deadhead back up there, get the next one, come back and drop it off, drive all the way back up there empty, and do it again. Thor Manufacturing has right now $5.7 billion, that's right, $1 billion in back orders on RVs. So your buddy's going to be busy for a while keeping up with that demand. They're selling them as fast as they come out. In other words, when they hit the dealer's lot, they're sold that day. Think I'm kidding? Go onto the lots and look. All these units sold. Go drive around the lot. Sold stickers and everything. People are buying them faster than you can buy candy at a 7-Eleven. It's just going crazy. That's going to end. And here's why. 2 years ago, we took an RV trip. We rented one. 8 million people RV'd that year. Wasn't too bad. This year, they're projecting 48 million. Campsites can't handle it. There's not enough campsites. Right now, 2021 is booked for the year. Right now, you can't find a campsite. It's just that bad. So they're booking up like that. You went and bought an RV, thought, hey, I saw the videos. This is going to be great. And this is what I mean about watching videos. And they give you this picture of, oh my gosh, money flying through the air. I opened up the back of my van or my little SUV, and it just flows into the back. Millions of dollars. You're going to be a gazillionaire being a courier driver. Ask them to show you a washout, and you never hear from them again. But I did post mine, and I'll post the next ones too. Especially with this camera, you'll be able to see it better if I hold it up. Yeah, you'll be able to see it. But that bubble's going to bust, and here's why. Gas prices are going up, and most RVs get about 8 miles to the gallon. 8 miles to the gallon. Oh, yeah. So now these people get in their RV to live the RV dream, find out they can't find a place to put it. They get 8 miles to the gallon. And all of a sudden, someone like Thor's, once they catch up to their $5.7 billion back order, no one's going to be buying RVs. Why? Because their lots are going to be full of used ones. Let me move around. Seems like there is not as much deadhead, but does require, yeah, you're going to require Class B for that. Straight trucks are good. That's always good. They're always moving. The reason being, it's stock height. You ever wonder why a straight truck is important? Because these straight truck drivers are getting one skid, 1,000 pounds. I could put that in my van. It's not dock height. And if it's required dock height, it gets by straight truck, and they pay an absorbent amount of money for it. So just so you know why straight trucks do well, or box trucks. If they're dock height, they make money. Well, gang, I'm going to get off here. Wife's calling. We're going to go look at those RVs. I'll start doing more live stream. I was just playing around with this today because I hooked it up. I wonder if it worked. It's like, hey, I wonder if this is going to work. And it did. Shocking to be said, but I'll post this on the channel until I can figure out how to upload a video from here to here. I will be doing it this way. I don't know how long that's. You can't solo in a straight truck though. Yeah, you can. You just don't make so much money. You can be a solo in a straight truck. That's basically a myth, but The difference in solo and teams is that teams can run 24/7. You're limited to your clock, your DOT clock, and they can keep that truck moving so they can get, from here to Laredo in, 24 hours, whatever it is. And that's the way it works. Now, if you guys ever want to chat direct with me, Monday through Thursday between 4 a.m. and noon, and Friday between 4 a.m. and 6, 513-836-7104. We do not charge you for it. Wife's calling. I got to go. You guys have a good one. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, give it to people you like, give it to people you don't like. I'm not that proud. Later. Boom.